Welcome to Politics Unplugged. I'm Ann Trujillo, and today we are wrapping up 2017, looking forward to 2018, including some of the new laws that take effect tomorrow. 2017 was a year where we saw the swearing in of a new president, Donald J. Trump, taking office nearly a year ago and promising to overhaul healthcare, immigration, and taxes. And by this time next year, Colorado will know who its next governor will be. Term limits keeping John Hickenlooper from running for another term, but there are literally dozens of people who now want that job. So we have a lot to talk about, and here to talk about these subjects and more, two of our very favorite people, Colorado Democratic Speaker of the House, Crisanta Duran, and former Republican State Representative Amy Stevens. We always bring you two in when we want to talk about anything and everything, but 2017, almost a full year with President Trump as president. Highs and lows?
From my perspective, lots of lows. I think week after week, there are stories that come out that are quite disturbing as it relates to some of the direction that he is going into. When I think about DACA students or children having access to health care, it is truly unfortunate that right now in Washington, D.C., the future of their lives are a political football. I think the American people deserve better. And when we look at the tax reform bill that is going to the president's desk, that bill is going to benefit corporations and the wealthy. And we need to be thinking about how do we make sure that middle-income Coloradans who work hard every day have the opportunity to be able to get ahead. And that is why we're going to be focused on that issue for the next legislative session.
Amy, I'll let you in.
Certainly. Well, I think the idea that we're at the lowest unemployment rate ever speaks to Donald Trump. I also think that I take a different tack on where Crisanta is, because on the DACA issue, I think we actually are at a place, particularly on a bipartisan level, where we would have more agreement than ever before. And so I think actually you've heard Congressman Kaufman, you've heard Senator Gardner, you've heard a number of people say they're coming to the table on it. So, and I do think the best thing to come out this year has been Neil Gorsuch on the Supreme Court. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very proud of Colorado that Gorsuch is sitting on the court, and I think we have a lot to look forward to.
Well, we'll see what happens in 2018 because all of those issues still to be determined. Sexual harassment has been a big issue in all industries, mine included. Are we just seeing the beginning of that? Are we at the tail end? I mean, we are seeing these major payouts that have been kept quiet. What's happening with this subject?
Well, you know, I think this is a turning point in history, and I am thrilled that Hollywood, in a way, kind of was the start of the whole blow up. Although you're in the entertainment industry, we've seen a number of issues there. I think we are. What I care more about is now where do we go from here? How do we educate from here? How do we make it so that people are not just tried by media, but that legitimate training, legitimate concerns. I know in my company, Global Company, they immediately went into training and a platform for which you can report even more of these issues, where we have an open door. I don't think it's the end. And I think that hopefully, I hope that we're going to actually start having a more respectful workplace amongst all of us.
Well, we hope.
Yeah.
But Crisanta, I'll let you jump in on this topic.
I think the foundation of the problem here is that there have been actions and rhetoric against women that have become normalized that are absolutely unacceptable and inappropriate. And we are working to address the issue of sexual harassment head on. No woman should ever have to feel like she has to engage in inappropriate behavior to be able to get ahead. And to me, this is about making sure that women are evaluated based on their hard work, their skills, and their qualifications in every workplace. On the 15th, we had a meeting with leadership, Republicans and Democrats who are coming together, who are saying we need to address the culture at the Capitol and also look at how we change our policy so that people feel comfortable coming forward.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about gentrification, the whole ink, coffee, stink, I guess I can call it. What did we learn from that?
Well, I think that we learned that with all of the growth that we have had in Colorado, well, it comes with many benefits. The issue of gentrification and the sign that was used was not sensitive to the issues that people in Denver are facing on a regular basis. There's so many people who feel like they are being pushed out of the very communities that they grew up in because of the high cost of housing, because of other affordability issues, and it struck a raw nerve. And I think that that's why we always need to be thinking about what are we doing to bring forward initiatives that are going to have a positive impact on hardworking Coloradans so they're able to get ahead, so they're able to buy a home, so they're able to afford for their kids to be able to go to college. And that is the root of the issue.
I also think, and I really agree with where Vince Carroll was on his op-ed on the Denver Post. I, too, agree that it was insensitive, and whoever dreamed that up on Inc.'s behalf, I mean, it's very unfortunate. But gentrification is happening throughout all of Denver. And whether you call it gentrification or you call it revitalization or you move out Section 8 housing and then gentrify and then put people back in, right? I think that affordable housing is really our key. But more than that, on the Inc. response, I just want to say something. I understand people coming towards it. I understand people being outraged. But I wish we were as outraged about the 10-year-old girl that committed suicide in Aurora for being bullied. And I really think as we go into 2018, we all need a step back to take a look at bullying behavior, bullying attitudes, and it saddens me that there'll be one family without a 10-year-old girl.
Well, and it goes back to what you were saying, Crisanta, about women not feeling comfortable about being able to speak up and speaking their truth.
Well, and I believe that we need to do everything we possibly can to address these issues head on. Mm-hmm. You know, it's been the great honor of my life to serve as the first Latina Speaker of the House. But my truth is that there were times along the way that I felt like I had to work twice as hard and be twice as smart to even be considered. And when I talk about that, it's amazing to me the women across the state who have said, you know, I felt that exact same way when I was trying to become an executive in my company, or I was trying to become a partner in my law firm, or I was just trying to get a job that not to break any particular glass ceiling, but to be able to just provide for myself and my family.
Yes, of course.
And so these are the types of issues that are real life stories that we have to make sure that we are always thinking about if we truly believe in equity and we truly believe in making sure Colorado is an inclusive state.
Okay, so we have a minute. I know we could talk about 25,000 other things. Who's going to be our next governor? Anybody?
Oh,
there's so many candidates out there.
Well, I personally would want to see a woman governor, but I think it's anybody's guess. I really do. I don't know where you're at. I think we see so many people diving into this because I think part of this is, yeah, we're all just going to go in there. And there's some very, I think, for example, on your side and my side, probably very qualified people, but I think it's anybody's guess today. Anybody. I think anything can happen and anything
you're absolutely
can change.
Right.
Yeah.
Crisanta?
Okay. I think on the Democrat side, we have an embarrassment of riches. We have amazing candidates. I am very proud of some of the folks who are running. I would tell you the one candidate that I absolutely do not want to see be governor, and that is Tom Tancredo. I think he has a long history of bringing forward divisive policies and rhetoric, and I just don't think his values are in line with Coloradans.
Just give me your top item of what you think Colorado should accomplish in 2018, because we're out of time. So what should be our number one item?
Transportation and infrastructure.
Crisanta?
Working to make sure that hard-working Coloradans have the opportunity to be able to provide for themselves and for their families and get ahead.
Well, we are looking forward to the new year. Thank you both for being here. We'll see you again back here on Politics Unplugged. We'll have you back for sure. We'll be right back.
Thank you.